to you wherever you're listening to or watching us from. You are now tuned into the Recap and Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Egwuatu. I'm your host, and it is time for us to look at the issues that made major headlines during the week. That is what the Recap is about. It is a program where we talk about the issues that made major headlines, the issues that, but topics that made people talk, topics that trended on social media, on print media, everywhere. We talk about these issues, we dissect them. And of course, with me to do the analysis, I have Mr. Peter Anosike. Mr. Peter Anosike is a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. He is the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. And here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium-Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, a federal government agency in charge of small and medium businesses in Nigeria. Today, we have quite a bit to talk about, and the conversation really has just begun. First up, I'll be taking a short summary of all of the topics we want to discuss, and then we will delve into the analysis. If you're just joining us, fasten your seatbelt. Promises to be an enlightening ride. Welcome to the Recap. On today's episode of the Recap, we'll be looking at, first of all, insecurity. Step aside if the shoes are too big for you, Atiku tells Tinubu. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is worried about the spate of insecurity under President Bola Tinubu's government and has asked him to resign if he cannot address these issues. Atiku, who lost to Tinubu in the 2023 presidential election, accused the president of playing fiddle while the country is drowning in insecurity. He said, and I quote, "If the shoes are too big for a Miloko, he should step aside. Nigeria does not need another tourist in chief." Now, he wrote this on his X handle, X formerly called Twitter. He said, "The country 4/7 leaders to confront the pervasive insecurity and collapsing economy." He also recalled the various kidnapping episodes in several parts of Nigeria. He said Tinubu is playing fiddle while Nigeria is drowning in the ocean of insecurity. To imagine that the commander-in-chief is on a so-called private visit while kidnappers kill a nursing mother and grandmother in Abuja for failing to pay 90 million naira ransom, and 2 monarchs were killed in Ekiti State, amongst other tragedies. Tinubu should resign if the shoes are too big for him. This is the very first topic we'll be looking at today on the Recap. Also, we'll be looking at customs increases import duty rate by 43%. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has approved an increase in the import duty rate by 43%. You will recall that the exchange rate for duty collection is usually determined by the CBN. Importers and stakeholders in trading woke up on Friday to find the increase in the exchange rate, which before now was set at 951 naira 842 kobo per $1, as of the 2023, taking up to 1,356 naira 42 kobo. Now, reacting to the development, the Chief Executive Officer of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, CPPE, Dr. Muda Yusuf, expressed shock at the development, saying that the increase will further worsen the already bad economic situation. He wondered if anybody is advising the governor of the CBN on the implications of these action. He also warned against upward review of the exchange rate for the computation of import duty, adding that it will be devastating for both the economy and the citizens. Now, speaking in a similar vein, former Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Mr. Hassan Bello, said that the velocity of the exchange rate is affecting every sector of the economy, adding that the country needs to export more than import. He also said, as the naira further depreciates against the dollar, we will have less importation. Now, this is the second topic we'll be looking at on the Recap this evening. Next, we'll be looking at a prominent civil rights advocacy group, the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, HURIWA, saying it is a case of a kettle calling a pot black for the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, to be at the forefront of what they call the so-called investigation of the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, over some yet to be substantiated allegations of wrongdoing in the line of duty as the Navy's topmost general in Nigeria. Now, HURIWA believes that the petition against the naval chief is a calculated and orchestrated attempt to deny the Igbo states of any sort of representation in the National Defense Council, in which Southwest and Northwest are dominant members. Also, the rights group said there is more to that petition than meets the eye. And that it bears a clear semblance of a battle being instigated by those not in support of the job that the Nigerian Navy claims to be doing in the area of stopping massive thefts of crude oil resources. They are saying it may be a fight between forces of good and evil, which is why that petition must be treated not by someone with questions of ethical challenges hanging on his neck like a sword over Damocles. Now, this is talking about Bello Matawalle. Huriwa is saying that Matawalle himself has so many corruption cases against him. That's the crux of the matter, and he should not be the one, investigating anyone. Much more Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala. This is the third topic we'll be looking at today on the recap. And finally, kidnappers of the 6 pupils and members of staff of the Apostolic Faith Church Primary and Secondary School in Ekiti State have allegedly reduced their ransom demand from 100 million naira to 15 million naira. You will recall that the school bus conveying the pupils and 3 teachers, including the driver, was ambushed by the gunmen suspected to be kidnappers on Monday along Ekiti Road, the boundary between Ondo and Ekiti State. The kidnappers reportedly later reached out to the families of the victims, demanding a ransom of 100 million naira for the release of their captives. A relative of one of the abductees, who preferred anonymity, told journalists on Thursday that the ransom had been reduced by the kidnappers after several appeals. Now, the worst part of all of this is that, according to reports, the community has only been able to raise 450,000 naira, as at when the kidnappers were even demanding 100 million naira. Anyway, all of this and more we'll be looking at on the recap today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying tuned. It is time for us to delve into the crux of the conversation right here on the recap. If you're just tight, you don't want to miss the rest of the conversation as that's just begun. If you are just joining us, welcome. The frequency is 90.3. This is Voice of the People Radio. You can also find us on YouTube, VOP 903 FM, VOP 903 FM. Type that into your search bar on YouTube and you can get to see what's going on in the studios live and direct. Again, I'm not alone in the studios. I have with me to dissect and explain and analyze these issues on the recap today, Mr. Peter Anasike, a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. You heard that he's the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. Here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, which is a federal government agency in charge of small and medium scale businesses in the country. Welcome to the conversation, Mr. Anaske.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. We have quite a bit to discuss, and the mood of the nation as it is right now is bleak. So let's talk about insecurity, which is contributing to the bleakness that people are feeling in the nation today. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is saying he's worried about the spate of insecurity under President Bola Tinubu. He's saying he should resign if he cannot address it. He says the president cannot be in France while citizens are being kidnapped, and we do not need another terrorist in chief, but we need a commander in chief who is proactive. But here's the thing: insecurity did not start in President Bola Tinubu's tenure. It didn't start during this tenure. There was insecurity during Buhari. Before Buhari, during Jonathan, there was insecurity. We had Boko Haram throwing bombs in different places as well, but we will all agree that there has been a rise in the spate of kidnapping for at least the past 6 months. We know that Atiku is in the opposition party. Could that be the reason why he's saying what he's saying?
Are you now trying to take excuse for them?
When you say for them, do you mean for the present administration?
Yeah, sure.
I did say insecurity did not start now.
Before Jesus, there was insecurity. There was wars before Jesus.
Yeah, insecurity did not start now, but kidnapping has been on the rise at least for the past 6 months. That's what I said.
Well, the truth is that the APC government of Muhammad Buhari and Bola Tinubu has taken Nigeria back to 536 BC.
Wow.
They have taken Nigeria to 536 BC And because history is no more being taught in school, I will explain what happened in 536 BC. 536 BC was described as the worst years in human history. 536 BC was described as the worst years in human history. It was the year that there were natural resources, natural disasters, with its dangerous consequences. In 536 BC, there were a lot of sufferings, unrest, because that was what was known as the dust veil. A dust veil arising from volcanoes caused the sky to be darkened, so there was no sunlight. Since there was no sunlight, no vegetation, crops were not growing. So there was hunger, there was starvation. People could say he spoke as a statesman. He spoke as a concerned Nigerian. He spoke as somebody who is feeling what the masses are. So it is only those who are living in denial that will fault what Atiku said. Understand me? Tinubu is now in front on private visit, on private business visit. He is not on hospital bed. He didn't go for checkup. He went on private business. Understand? And the Nigerians are suffering. Do you know the traditional ruler that was killed in Kwara State was a retired major general in the army?
Yes, there were reports to that effect.
Understand me? A retired major general in the army was the traditional ruler that was killed this week. So Nigeria is back to 536 AD. Understand me? And all of us saw this coming with our open eyes. Remember, 30 years ago, Fenda sang a song. When Naira falls, people go founder and fall. When Naira crash, people go founder and crash. That's what Fenda sang more than 30 years ago. But 2022, when Tinubu was campaigning, he said, why are you worried about dollars and exchange rates when you are not collecting your salaries in dollars? Understand me? So imagine what Fenda said 30 years ago and what Tinubu is saying just last year. Why are you worried about exchange rate? Why you are not collecting your money in dollars, not knowing that the exchange rate determines the price of goods and services in Nigeria. Understand me? The exchange rate determines the prices of things in Nigeria. And now let us check what has happened to our exchange rate. Under Goodluck Jonathan, exchange rate moved from 140 naira per dollar to 180 dollar. That's under Goodluck Jonathan. In 5 years, 140 naira per dollar to 180. That's in 5 years. Just 40 naira increment. And there was no name that the APC as a political party then did not call him. Then the Andake called Jonathan that thing. I will never forget that word. Then the Andake, he's a minister now, called the president of Nigeria that thing. Do you know what that means? For your president to be that thing. That was what Dende Andake called Jonathan there. Buhari said that Jonathan is killing Boko Haram just to reduce the voting population of the north. You see it? So, under Jonathan, for 5 years, the dollar moved from 140 naira to 180 naira. So, Buhari inherited it at 180 naira, and he moved it to 600 naira in 7 years. Understand me? From 180 naira to 600 naira in 7 years. Understand? But Jonathan moved just 40 naira, 140 to 180. Then under Tinubu, from 600 naira to 1,400 naira in 8 months. Under Tinubu, from 600 naira to 1,400 naira in 8 months. Not even up to a year. Jonathan just moved 40 naira in 5 years. Tinubu times the 600 naira he inherited to 1,400 in 8 months. So why won't Nigeria suffer? Now the minimum wage is 30 naira. I mean 30,000 naira. So and a bag of rice is maybe 60,000 naira, which means your minimum wage can only buy for you half bag of rice.
Not to talk about other things you need to
you've not buy pepper, you've not buy oil, understand? You've not buy gas or kerosene. What you suffered for the whole month, we give to you just a half bag of rice. Understand? Then what that 30,000 naira can give to you is 46 liters of fuel. Do you understand that? Bread is this long bread is 1,400 naira. Understand? So what that your minimum wage will give to you is 21 loaves of bread. Do you understand that? All you suffered in a month, what you can buy is 21 loaves of bread. Understand? Cement is now 7,000 naira per bag. That's 50 kg. What you are 30,000 naira a month can buy for you is 4 bags of cement. Understand me? Gari is 2,000 naira per pint.
So purchasing power gets lower and lower.
Gari is 2,000 naira per pint. What your monthly salary can buy for you just 15 pints of gari. Do you understand that? So that's why I say that these people has taken Nigeria to 536 AD. The age of suffering, the age of hardship, the age of devastation. Just under 8 years. So what Atiku said is right. He should wake up and address the challenges that Nigerians are going through at the moment. As we speak, those Ekiti school children are still, maybe I can say, in the bush. Understand me? 430 naira is not even up to 1 million. They are now asking for 15 million. What the community has raised is just 400 and something thousand. So nobody knows what the children are going through in the forest. So it's only those who are living in denial that will fault what Atiku said. Because many Nigerians are going through hardship. Many Nigerians are going through suffering. Even Nigeria, this is the wrong time to be sick in Nigeria. Because a sachet of Panadol is now 500 naira. That's the last time. I don't know how much it's being sold now. Panadol is now sold for 500 naira. So this is the wrong time to be sick in the country. Because drugs are no more affordable. Food is no more affordable. Even if you can buy, the difficulty of cooking will still be there. How much is diesel? How much is cooking gas? So it is only those who live in denial who say that what Atiku said is wrong. And I know that some Tinubu supporters will tell you that that bread is also expensive in UK and in America. That petrol is also expensive in UK and America. But ask them, what is the minimum wage in UK and in America? Understand me? If the minimum wage in UK and Nigeria is the same thing, nobody will complain buying that bread at 1,400 this thing. Understand me? So when they tell you that, when they try to demonstrate their foolishness by saying that food is also expensive in America, food is also expensive in UK, ask them the minimum wage. What is the minimum? What is the value of their money over there and here? So for me, I'm not an Atiku person, but I support credible positions. What Atiku said makes sense. If Tinubu cannot solve the problem that we are in now, he should step aside. The job of a leader is to solve problems. That's why you are in leadership, solving problems. The job of the followers is to complain, is to see problems, and the leader and the function of a leader is to solve problems. And if a leader fails to solve problems, he's not a leader.
A leader who fails to solve the problem that the people are facing is not a leader. And now, also, when you look at this, you're saying that Atiku is right, but he's also speaking as the opposition. If he contested for presidency, right, if he were the one there, critics have been saying, if it were Atiku or Peter Obi who is on the seat of power right now, that they would do the same thing that President Tinubu has been doing.
That is if. We are talking of what is happening right now. We are talking of what is happening right, and everybody, I said, Kwam is a chief supporter of Tinubu right from 1999 up to today. But he is also complaining. Understand? His daughter is also complaining. So it is only those who live in denial that will force what Atiku said. So that's my take on that.
All right, then. You are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The phone lines are not open yet, but you can send a message to us on WhatsApp to 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039 is the number to send a WhatsApp message to. We're live on YouTube. You can also post your comment right there on our YouTube platform. We are live right now. Moving on in the conversation, let's talk about the customs increasing import duty rate by a whooping 43%. It's only a few meters away from 50%, right? So the amount you're paying before, you cannot pay that now as import duty rate. How will importers survive? How will people who are bringing in goods from outside the country, and when people want to bring in goods, they already earmark a certain amount of money saying, okay, this is what I will pay to clear my goods. Now they have to look for almost 50% of what they already have to try to clear their goods. It would seem that whether consciously or unconsciously, the CBN, the federal government, is making things difficult for Nigerians. Or is this the storm before the calm?
This is the storm and continuation of the storm. Understand me? This is the storm and continuation of the storm. I told Nigerians last year that if they don't vote right, they are going to suffer. I said it last year that if they don't vote right, they are going to suffer. And this is the beginning. One, importers will survive. Understand me? They will borrow money, import, and transfer that into the end users. So it is still more suffering for the buying community, for the Nigerian masses. So these people are just out there to impose. As I said, we are now in 536 AD. That's where these people have pushed us to within 8 years. 536 AD, the age of suffering, the age of hunger. Understand? If you know the implication of this, within the next 1 month, go and check the price of anything that is imported in the country. Within the next 1 week, go and check the price of anything that is imported in the country. Because what the importers are going to do is they will borrow money from bank. Understand? Now, central bank and customs have disorganized their budget. They have to go to bank and borrow money to make up. They will still import, but they will add this thing to the final products which the consumers will buy. Understand? So within the next 1 week, check the prices of any imported item in the country. It's going to increase by at least 20%. Nigerians are crying now. Understand? But it's going to get worse. Because these people have no answer to any of this problem. They don't have answer to the insecurity. They have no answer to the economic situations of the country. Every day by day, they are making things worse. Every day by day, they are making things work. When these people import at this their new rate, they will just transfer that new cost to the price of their products.
So those buying in retail will now bear the consequences?
No, the final consumers. Understand me?
That's the retail buyers now. Those who buy from the end users, the people who buy in retail, sure. Not wholesale buyers.
Yes, the final consumers are those who are going to suffer this. So these people, they are bent on extinguishing, exterminating, annihilating the Nigerian masses. And this thing is also in line with what Atiku said. It's also in line with what Ayinde Marshall said. Understand? Marshall said this before this increment was yesterday. Understand me? This increment was yesterday. Atiku's statement was on Monday. Kwam said that on Thursday. So people were already complaining before CBN imposed this new one now. Understand? So it's going to get worse. I saw it coming. Understand? People have started sending their children. At least I've read 2. Understand? Parents who want to sell their children, it's going to get worse. It is going to get worse. Those who voted on sentiment, now is the time to reap the reward. You know,
it's quite scary when you keep saying it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
There's no answer.
What's the question?
I'm a realist. I can't deceive you. Look, Chioma, it is better to be hot with the truth than to be comforted with falsehood.
What can Nigerians do in the face of all of this? Since these are policies that are making things more difficult, what can the average Nigerian do, whether as an entrepreneur or not? What really can the average Nigerian do?
There's nothing that an entrepreneur can do. An entrepreneur is there to make profit. You cannot tell somebody to import at 10,000 naira and sell at 8,000 naira. Business is not a charity. Understand? So we should be talking about what should government do. What they should do is to look inwards. Understand? Is to create enabling environment. Is to forget this cruise they are going outside to chase, because nothing is going to come from there. Understand? They should make Nigeria, they should create enabling environment. They should make power supply steady, and the businesses will start coming on their own. We have to reduce our importation. Understand me? We must reduce our importation. We must begin production.
Could that be the reason why the import duty, the price was increased, to discourage importation?
They don't know what they are doing. They don't have any economic sense. They don't know what they are doing.
But you just said that we should reduce importation, right? And that's why I asked the question, could that be a measure to curtail importation? Or if they wanted to do that, how best could they have gone about it instead of increasing import duty?
These people, they said that Tinubu built Lagos on what? Tax. That's what has been going on, increasing taxes, increasing revenue. That's not how to run a government. So it is the same thing that is going on now, and the masses are bearing the brunt. Understand? You don't run a government by increasing taxes, and that's what CBN did. Understand me? When you increase taxes, you are scaring businesses away. You are reducing people's profit. You are discouraging investment. Understand me? If the importers said they will not import again, we will starve. We are not producing anything here. Insecurity does not allow farmers to go to their farm. So they are not thinking at all.
All right, then you are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The phone lines are not open yet, but you can send a message to our WhatsApp platforms, and you can also drop your comment on our YouTube platform as we are streaming live right now on WhatsApp. It is 0700 903 9039, 0700 903 9039. Now let's look at some reactions to the increase of import duty rate by 43%. The Chief Executive Officer of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, Dr. Muda Yusuf, expressed shock at the development, saying that the increase will further worsen the already bad economic situation. He wondered if anybody was advising the CBN governor on the implications of this action. He says, with all the suffering, with all this cost, we have not recovered from the unification of the exchange rate they just did. Now, another increase in duty. This increase will definitely affect every area of our economic life already. We recorded a drop in the volume of import last year, so you can imagine what will happen with this increment. Also, there's another reaction from the former executive secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Mr. Hassan Bello. He said that the velocity of the exchange rate is affecting every sector of the economy, and the country needs to do more export than import. Says as the naira further depreciates against the dollar, we will have less importation. Now, the former executive secretary of the NSC, that's Nigerian Shippers Council, agrees with you, right? You hold the same opinion that we should do more export than import. But what does Nigeria have that we can import to can we call it, to make money for the country?
We have a lot of things that we can produce here and export. But we don't have a conducive business environment. Understand? You cannot produce where there's epidemic power supply. In many homes across that country now, you can hardly see. You see people going about with a charger, understand?
And power banks.
And power everywhere, anywhere, any office. Where business cannot go this way. Business cannot. Okay, imagine what that executive secretary said and what Tinubu said. Why are you worried about exchange rate? And after all, your salaries are not paid in dollars. You see it. So this is the mindset that has cost us where we are today. Because if you are working with somebody, you are the body language of your boss will determine how you work. Do you understand that? With that statement, you cannot go and tell him that we should reduce exchange rate. He will tell you that exchange rate is not our problem. Understand me? The unification of the currency, when they did that, I said that it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money because Naira is not standing on anything. Do you understand that? Our Naira is not standing on anything. That's why it's on a free fall. We are not producing, we are not exporting. So our economy is fragile. A gunshot in America would increase price of foodstuffs in Nigeria. A bomb in Iran will increase price of our oil because we are dependent, not independent. Understand me? We are dependent, not independent. So what we just have is political independence. Understand me? What we have is just political independence. Economy, we don't have independence. Understand? So Nigeria is in for it. They are real in for it.
You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3. Bleak predictions for the Nigerian economy, and indeed,
it's a reality. It's not.
It really is, because when you go on social media, when you go particularly on Twitter and Facebook every other day, it's been lamentations really all through. It's been lamentations. But then here is the thing: we know that whatever goes up in Nigeria hardly comes down, right?
It doesn't come down.
Do we, if even after this administration, let's say first term, maybe a second term, whoever will take over, that's after 2027, right? That's, we're talking about in 2031 or so. Can we ever now recover? If you're predicting that it will continue this way, can we ever get to a point where we will recover, that the Nigerian economy will be better than it ever was?
When they begin to do the right thing. When they begin to do the right thing. When we begin to have prudent people as presidents. Understand me? When we begin to have presidents who are frugal, who are management experts, understand? Who have empathy, understand? Who feels what their people are feeling. It is only that time that Nigeria will begin to get it right. But with this set of pretenders to power, don't expect anything.
All right, then let's move on in the conversation. Matawale should clear his name of alleged corruption before investigating the naval chief. This is according to the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria. They have blasted and slammed the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, saying he is a kettle calling the pot black, saying he has so many allegations of corruption against him. Huriwa said, and I quote, "It is only in the Banana Republic will a Bello Matawale, who was accused of theft of some 50 cars from Zamfara State, on leaving office after an unsuccessful attempt to gain a second term as governor of the state, and someone who also has sundry allegations of heists of billions of naira of his state funds by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, should be the one championing an investigation of any sort of allegations against any public office holder in the country." They went on to say President Bola Tinubu must stop disgracing us by retaining such a man with heavy ethical issues as a minister in a very sensitive portfolio. And here he is trying to insult our sensibility by posing as an anti-corruption campaigner. All right. Huriwa also condemned the president for appointing the former Zamfara state governor, who they said openly negotiated with terrorists and at the time actively canvassed for amnesty programs for armed Fulani terrorists, saying he's the same character heading such a very sensitive national security position as a minister in the Federal Ministry of Defense. It is preposterous and a crying shame. Huriwa recalled that a coalition of concerned Nigerians had sent a petition to President Bola Tinubu raising serious allegations of crude oil theft, contract splitting, procurement fraud, and corrupt practices against the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala. Now, Matawale is canvassing for the prosecution of, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, but Huriwa is saying he's a kettle calling the pot black, and he's in no position to try to become an anti-corruption campaigner right now, as he has so many allegations against him as well. I'd like to know your take on this, Mr. Anoski.
Okay, first of all, this is a petition written by some people, understand me, I want you to mention the names of those that wrote the petition.
Is it against Matawale?
No, against the chief of
Naval staff.
Naval staff.
It wasn't really reported.
No, so it was the petition that was written against the chief of naval staff of Ghana. Understand me? About 5-6 people wrote petitions against. Understand me?
Yeah, saying that he was involved in oil theft and other allegations as well.
Yes. So about 5-6 people, and the DGM Adeyinju, understand me, was among them. They claimed to be activists. Understand me? So they wrote this petition and sent it to Bendo Matawale, the defense minister. Understand me? That's how all these stories started.
But there are allegations that this campaign against the chief of naval staff is targeted at derailing the war against oil theft. And because he's fighting against oil theft, that's why this petition, these allegations are coming up right now.
Look, the chief of naval staff is the only Igbo man among the service chiefs. Understand me? Under Buhari, we do not have any Igbo man among the service chiefs. Understand? You know, Buhari said that people who gave him 97% would not get what people who gave him 5% get. Understand me? Even if my 5-year-old daughter do that kind of arithmetic, 97 and 5%, I will give her a hard knock. Understand? But this is the president of the country. He in his WAEC that we saw, he scored F9 in mathematics. So I wasn't surprised him saying 97 and 5. Understand? We'll give him 100%. Okay, so we not have a service chief on the Southeast did not have service chief under the 8 years that Buhari was there. So in this one, Tinubu now had an Igbo man as a chief of naval staff. Mind you, it is not a constitutional affair. He can decide not to appoint. So we can say that is magnanimity on his side. Understand me? That is thoughtfulness on his side. Understand? It shows inclusion. Let me pick from different parts of the country. Understand me? So it is a good one on his side. But some people are not happy that an Igbo man was appointed among the service chiefs. Understand?
Who are these people?
Understand me? This fake activist. Understand? I was in the labor movement for more than 10 years. Understand? And I know that activism died with Chido Obani and Gani Fawemi. Understand me? I know that activism died with Chima Obani and Gani Fawemi. Anybody that claims to be an activist in the country today is fake. It's from then that we stop having anybody being activist. Oshiomhole was in the labor movement with us. He's fake.
Wow.
Festus Keyamo was in the labor movement with us. He's fake. I can begin to name all of Showore was in the labor movement with us. He's fake.
When you say fake, you mean they're not really
They are not
activists.
real. They are not real. They are not real. We used to meet at Inupeju in Ransom office because Ransom is the founder of CDHR, Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, at Inupeju, that's in Lagos here. That's where all of us used to meet on a daily basis to deliberate how to move this country forward. Keyamo was always there, Oshomode is always there, and all the other people who are now holding political offices in APC. Understand me? All of us thought that we were on the same page, but we don't know that they want to gain a popularity and get into political offices and now change. Understand me? So all these people now, they are still doing the same thing. What you have there is bread and butter looking people as answering activists. Activism died with Chima Obani and Ganifa Yemi. Understand me? Last time, Babangida said that he tried everything to make a Ganifa Yemi his friend, but Gani refused. That's a president. That's what Babangida said.
You're saying he was one of the few with integrity and with the interest of the nation at heart.
That is him. Ganifa Wemi and Chima Obani. Governments did everything to buy Chima Obani over. Chima refused. So Chima and Gani are the same kind of people. Understand me? So anybody coming now to claim that is an activist is a suspect. He just want to maneuver all the people, manipulate the people, and get a political appointment. That is what Festus M. Keyamo did. That's what Adams Oshiomhole did. Understand me? So it was them that wrote this petition and submitted it. Now Bendo Matawale said that he's going to act on it, that he's going to investigate it. Understand me? But they say, if you want to go to equity, you should go with
clean
hands. How can somebody who has corruption written all over him begin to investigate another person?
If that is the case, he was appointed as the Minister of State for Defense. Did the president not see all of these allegations before appointing him to such a sensitive position?
Well, appointment in Nigeria is not based on integrity, it's not based on competence, it's based on thank you for helping me get to power. Understand me? It was based on thank you for helping me to get to power. Appointment in Nigeria is based on is a reward for a job done before the election, not that you are appointed based on competency. It was in the days of Akuyindi, Okonjo and Iweala, understand? Soludo of the old, not of the new, that appointments were based on merit. Now appointments are no longer based on merit. Understand me? It just thank you for helping me to get to power. The former EFCC boss, Bichi, this is a Matawale of a guy. Bichi accused Matawale of stealing 70 billion. Matawale said that out of that 70 billion, that Bichi asked for 2 billion. And
he refused to give him, and that's why he came out to say.
Understand me? So he didn't deny stealing. Understand me? Now, what happened at the end of the day? Bichi was kept in detention for about 3 months and set free, and Matawale was given an appointment. So that shows you the country that we are in, and the appointment that he was given, defense. Why Zamfara is one of the worst with regard to insecurity in the country. Why he was there as a governor for 4 years. And it's because he couldn't do anything that he didn't get a second term. Do you understand? So he was rejected by his people. And that's somebody that Tinubu gave a sensitive appointment. And now he wants to investigate somebody else. You see it? He now wants to investigate somebody else. is unfortunate.
All right,
Very unfortunate.
You are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Let's talk more on insecurity, actually, because this will not be the first time that we are talking about it. So the kidnappers of 6 pupils and members of staff of the Apostolic Faith Church Primary and Secondary School in Ekiti State have allegedly reduced their ransom demand from 100 naira to 15 million naira. Now, this was confirmed by a relative of one of the abductees who preferred anonymity. They told journalists on Thursday that the ransom has been reduced by the kidnappers after several appeals. We did speak about how the community, not just the family, but the whole community, where those children and teachers are from, were only able to raise about 450,000 naira. Should we say that, the kidnappers were just hungry? Is it that they're just desperate? Is it that, they didn't plan to kidnap these people and they just stumbled upon them and said, wait, why not we pick these people up, take them into the bush and ask their family members to bring money?
No. This was a school bus, understand? And, when you kidnap people, you have to feed them. If you leave them, they will die of hunger. So instead of carrying all the children in the school bus, they decided that to take that number 5. Understand? Now, and this is the issue of crowdfunding, which we condemned the other time. Maybe they has hoped on that. Understand? That to raise money.
Funds, yeah.
Yes. Maybe they could be thinking that the school should tell the family, that the students in the school or the pupils in the school go and ask their parents for money, 10,000, 5,000, understand me? So when they don't see that, they have, because the initial sum was 100 million. I don't know if you have been to Ekiti. Understand? Ekiti is not where you can ask for that kind of money. Ekiti is not Ikoyi. It's not a banana island. Understand? It must have been crowdfunding that made them to mention that amount. But when nothing was happening, they have to come down, understand me? That to 15, understand? So that it can be reasonable. But my concern is these children, imagine what their parents will be going through at this moment. Right, understand me? Imagine what their nations will be going through at this moment. Imagine what the children in the school, will be living in fear. It could be somebody else. Understand me? And I've not really seen any serious action that have, because till now, no word from the Ekiti State government. I know that Tinubu called the governor of Ekiti from France. Understand? Tinubu put a phone call to the governor of Ekiti from France. So for now, nothing really has happened. The children are still there. Understand? So, and this thing will enter into the subconscious of those children. They will grow up in fear. They will grow up in panic, in anxiety. This kind of a thing will not leave their mind in the next 40, 50 years. The condition that they were in at the moment.
Even the state government, do they have what it takes to pay, not just to pay that kind of ransom, but it's always said that payment of ransom is like an encouragement to the kidnappers. That's
exactly what it is. A blackmailer is like a kidnapper. Once you pay, you continue that to pay. Understand me? If the state government pays now, tomorrow you see another one happen. Understand me?
Now, others are saying, not just in cases like this, that these ones have been abducted, right? But even on social media now, due to crowdfunding and people believing, all you need to do is go and post that something is wrong with you. It may be sickness. It may be that if a member of one's family has been kidnapped, and they know that crowdfunding can be done. People are saying it can then turn into a business whereby anyone could just come up and say something has happened to them and implore people to start crowdfunding for them, so that maybe they can pay off ransoms, or they can get money to treat themselves, or just have surgeries. That this is what crowdfunding has cost. But if we look at it, and the underlying issue is when people feel like they are helping and they don't even know when they are paying money into scam accounts.
No, that's, for me, crowdfunding is very, very bad. That's crowdfunding for kidnapping. It's very, very bad. But crowdfunding for somebody who is sick, understand me, that one can be encouraged, understand? 2 days ago, I read what Rita Edochie, the Nollywood actress, wrote, posted on her ex. She said that she will not be ready to donate to any actor or actress who refuse to live healthy, understand, and now become sick. And I agree with him. That's with her. Understand? You cannot be eating, drinking 7 bottles of beer, eating a basket of meat, and you begin to suffer one thing or the other, and you want people to donate to you. As I said, this is a wrong time to be sick in Nigeria.
Okay, then it is 5 p.m. Time for us to open the phone lines. Time for you to call in and let's hear your opinion and your suggestions on all of the different issues that we have discussed today. Remember that you are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. If you would rather send the messages to our WhatsApp platforms, it is to 0700 903 9039, 0700 903 9039 on WhatsApp. You are our first caller for the day. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Chairman and the Chief for
Yes. What's your name and location, please?
Obi calling from Ikeja.
Welcome, Obi. Let's hear from you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want to tell federal government as a businessman, if they like, they should increase to do to your tax level. I'm going to do my markup and put my profit and save what I want. It's unfortunate that the poor people are suffering, but I cannot import on a loss. I must make my profit. And for those of us that voted last time, our market, APC, our market. I remember what Atiku told the people from South when Kensara was killed. He said, "Good morning, South. Good morning, APC." Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call. 0700 903 903 903. I want to say I don't know what to make of that, but I think we quite understand him, Mr. Anosuke.
What you said is true. Understand? Everybody's eyes is now open. Understand? So use your teeth and count your tongue.
Okay, then 0700 903 903 903. The phone lines are now open. Some people were calling before the phone lines were open, so the phone lines are open now. Do well to call in. It is time for us to hear your opinion on the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi there. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Edward. Good morning from Alimosho.
Welcome, Mr. Edward. It's great to hear from you.
Yes. And to me, you can't really bring, like Lagos State. This is what I'm telling people. The 5,000 naira you take from APC now, how is it biting you now? Everybody, we are going to face it. When you ask people that time, they will tell you, Tinubu did this in Lagos. What has he done that the other governors have not done? Even Marwa, that is not a Lagosian, a soldier, a military, they have done more than him. During Maka, there was no pot of hole in this Lagos. Pot of hole. You go to everywhere now, you see it's done. Like Nigeria is just like go from there to Benin everywhere. Nigeria is just like a country that is coming out from civil war. You know, civil war they will use bomb to destroy the road. That is what we are just. That is just the kind of the rules that we are just having now. No, everywhere is nothing. Okay, Tinubu travel to France now. What is he doing there? Is he telling Nigeria what he's doing there? He's going there for treatment. He's going there for treatment.
Are you saying you agree with PDP and Labour Party that he went there to treat himself without telling us?
Yes. So this what Labour are saying. This what Labour were saying, that even not the only Labour, the whole Nigerian. This what the whole Nigerian was saying, that let us don't vote for somebody that is not fit. Vote for the right person.
Do you think this is about fitness, though, or more about economic policies and willingness?
You say whether it's a real fitness or...
Yeah, more about fitness or the policies that are being put in place is what is affecting the nation more.
It's the policies that put in place now. Everybody can speak. I'm not really after that. Every person can speak. But I was told that somebody in America leaves America on a wheelchair. And America was successful up to today. So if somebody is sick, that does not mean that you will not put the politics in the right economy in the right way. They are just after to destroy this country.
Thank you, Mr. Edward.
Nothing. We can't buy anything in the market. Buy the truth. Can't buy. Like, if you want to eat good bread now, you can't buy. Unless all this bread you want to use 300 to 400 to buy bread, you will not even feel that you are eating bread. So I think they are saying prayer. We are not work and prayer. We will go back to the same prayer. It's God that will help us, this country. It's God that will relieve us from these people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're talking about a plethora of issues and we definitely want to hear your opinion on them all. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening.
Good evening, my dear.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Yes, I'm Mr. Roland calling from Meron.
Welcome, Mr. Roland.
Yeah. Now, what I want to really bring into is this Ekiti case of SA. Didn't they have commissioner of police in that state?
Come again?
In Ekiti state.
In Ekiti state.
That those people are still suffering in bondage. Didn't they have commissioner of police? They don't have security there. That we go after those people. Are they not making calls that the police can track those calls to get them? Which means they said they are involved in it. Which means the leaders of that state, those people, they happen in this, what is happening to those people. They are in part of the ransom.
That's a big one. Remember that this is also happening on a bigger scale in Abuja. That's our seat of power. Are you going to talk about Abuja also having a commissioner of police? Abuja has a minister.
They have all of them. They are part of it. Both the commissioner of police in Abuja, in Ekiti state, they are all part of it.
All right,
that's the commissioner of police should know about it.
All right. Thank you so. Thank you so much. All right,
so,
yeah.
What the other man said, the only American president that has gone for third term ruled on a wheelchair. That is Roosevelt. Understand me? He was on a wheelchair. He's the only American president that has ruled for 3 terms. Constitutionally, it is 2 terms. Understand? But because of one, it was after the war. He had a program called the New Deal, which is to reform America. He ruled America for 3 terms on a wheelchair. But the truth is, you must have a sound body in order to have a sound mind. You must, if you don't have a sound body, don't think of a sound mind.
All right. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, Shoma.
Yeah, what's your name and location, please?
Yeah, this is Anthony calling from Kotu.
Welcome, Mr. Anthony. Let's hear from you.
Your analysis has given us a very good analysis. You see, the truth of the matter is that is like what the last caller said. The rulers, most of the rulers of that state, where all these things are happening, I'm saying that they still know about it, because those children that was kidnapped, then it's not one, not even two, not even three, not even.
Hello, are you there?
You know, and yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so you cannot tell me that those people they kidnap, it's not just one person or another 2 or 3 or 5 students. They carry those children in group.
Hello, are you there? Can you hear me? All right, give me a call back. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi there. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Mr. Kingsley. I'm calling from Napoli.
Welcome, Mr. Kingsley. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. Mr. Honestly, I'm greeting you, sir.
Thank you so much.
I want to talk about the corruption in Nigeria, about our issues. I don't want to say much about this, but I just want to I want to give a songwriter, look, may he so rest in peace. He made a statement, he sang a song. He said that it takes 1,000,000 years to build a reputation. But it takes one person, stupid fool, to destroy what we did. There are some people, our leaders that have built this nation. Our leaders sacrifice themselves to build this nation. But now we're supposed to enjoy it. Some people are dancing in the water of corruption to make us to be hungry and be poor. That is why we cannot fight them. They will making us to be poor. It's not because they talk food we can't fight. Our politicians they are eating our money and keeping us in hungry. As I'm talking to you now, I'm just coming back from this morning. The money I have, I give it, and I'm still asking for money, but I'm giving out the one I have. But our money lies in the hands of our politicians. Where are they going to? If they die, are they going to bury them with that money? That's my problem. I pray to God that God will see us through in these 4 years, because if this thing continues like this, my brother, my sister, I don't know. In fact, heaven will be even easier than this country. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for calling, Mr. Kingsley. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're talking about issues that made the major headlines during the week. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. I can hear myself. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Yeah, it's me, Anthony, that covers.
All right. Welcome back, Mr. Anthony.
So, like I was saying, Choma, those children that they kidnapped, there was it's not one person, not even 2 or 5 people, 5 students. They gather them in group. So these security officers in that state, so they cannot tell me that those people with their I don't know the kind of vehicle they use to remove those those children that they cannot be able to trace them. There's something, this it keeps baffling me because they cannot say that they don't know the whereabouts, how to trace those people. It's unfortunate.
Are you saying they should be more proactive in tracing them instead of listening to the kidnappers asking for ransom, asking for this or that? Remember that the kidnappers may have even moved them out of the state into another state, into the bush.
And even self, if they will ask me, I will even say if those people, if they will still be within this our locality, I will still doubt it. Because all those roads they are passing, they cannot tell me that there's no security officers along that road. It's so painful. It's so painful. Look at our market now. Choma, go to market now. Counterfeit bread. In fact, you cannot detect even original bread in the market. Everywhere, counterfeit bread is full of market.
Is there even really anything like fake bread? What does fake bread look like? What does it taste like?
See, I'm telling you, all this bread we are eating. Somebody mentioned about when your analyst was saying a loaf of bread is about 1,000 something or so. I'm telling you, fake bread, I'm telling you, is full in the market. Fake bread is full in the market.
That's a cheaper option.
Yeah, because of the cheaper option. In fact, I'm even tired of this country. This is very disgraceful.
Thank you so much for your call. Thank you for calling, Mr. Anthony. Please, before you call, turn down the volume on your radio set. All right. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. Are you there? I've picked your call. Welcome to the recap.
For my call. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. My name is Remy. I'm calling you from Tottenham. You see, there's something all of us must fight for as Nigerians. In the next generation of Bible, right? Nigerians must be given the exclusive right to write the book of lamentation of that Bible. Please, nobody must drag it with us. If they drag out with us, then we'll collect. You see, people talk about complain the state of the nation right now. Look, my dear, you cannot give what you don't have. Please. You need intellect. You need to be intellectually sound to run a nation of 2024. You don't do it with rhetoric. You don't do it with superstitious belief. Now, the only reason that made a lot of people vote for this guy was like, he did it in Lagos, and those of us who can never be brainwashed, we were telling them, no, Lagos is such a unique state. Lagos is, the way my analogy for Lagos is like the story of Lagos is like the story of a hard-working rich woman that got married to a lazy husband. No, each time in the African context, when you see a woman, people will say, your husband, they look after you. When you say, if the woman ride good car, you say, her husband is doing well. And you not going to say, now the woman hard work.
Are you there, Mr. Remy?
As soon as the woman, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, now, so as soon as the woman divorced the man, everybody will know that this man is so lazy. Look, every so-called high achiever in Lagos, from Fashola, Fayemi, Aregbe, when they got to Abuja, they fail because Lagos is not what make them achieve. I mean, it's not as if they are that good, but Lagos, due to its uniqueness, people think they are good. You see, don't think the police do not have the tracking device, the power to police this country. They do. But the state we are left with right now, the criminals are well connected. They are well connected. They are well protected. And that is why it will be difficult for this criminal to be stopped. Solution, recommendation, in my view, will be, number one, the National Assembly should be bold enough to summon Tinubu to come and explain to them is planned for keeping this country safe. Now,
the National Assembly
the other day. Yeah, look, they got to do it. If they don't do it, that means they are dumb. Because look, where you have children that went to school packed, risen to a bush by some criminal. Come on, Nigerians, don't think it is not happening to you today, that you might not be the next tomorrow. See those kids in the den of kidnapper as your children, as your cousin, as your nieces and nephew. Because if you just get on and move on, activate this let's move on mentality, it will be your turn tomorrow. This is pressure needs to be put on these people. Your member of National Assembly, if they don't do anything, make sure they don't come home. You need to be aggressive about it. We told you, we warned you, Tinubu will fail. He will continue to fail because he doesn't have the competence to run a nation. Thank you.
Thank you for your call, Mr. Remy. Good evening and welcome to the recap. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Good evening, the innocent chairman. God bless you.
Yes, welcome to the conversation. Hello, are you there? All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You can also send the messages on our WhatsApp platform to 0700 903 9039. Welcome to the recap.
Hello?
Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. What's your name and location, please?
Good evening. This is a Chika calling from Badagry.
Welcome, Chika. Let's hear from you.
Okay, so I agree your guest, Mr. Anofike. My take on this thing is that this all these things we are talking about, quite sure like the schools, Nigeria has scattered and everything is happening in Nigeria. But the cause of this all this Nigeria problem is that the main cause of this Nigeria problem is should I say go on?
Who?
This is why I make it this way because. Go on, General, go on.
How?
You know who I mean. So, hello?
I'm with you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I want to hear your explanation.
Okay. Because I cannot blame Tinubu for this Nigeria problem because Nigeria problem was started from the beginning. Because if Goa accept what him and the Yugu discuss in Ghana, I believe Ghana. People of Nigeria cannot be in this suffering. Understand me? That's why I said the suffering of Nigeria was started from far back ago, not from now. So, Gowan should be rise up now and say, let me put it in this way, let's restructure this in Nigeria so that let's implement what him and the Yugu discuss at Ghana, at Accra, Ghana. Understand? That's the reason why. All these people, let me not mention anybody's name, all these people, because they make the people that are killing Nigerians are going inside the bush and their farmers are killing them. Understand me? So let's restructure this in Nigeria so that in Nigeria everybody can benefit on it. So that's why they are killing their people. Basically, if you see now, he's the people that are killing his people and they never make any comments about it. So all these things, we are just confusing ourselves. We know where the problem of Nigeria starts from. Let's go back to the beginning and start rebuilding Nigeria. If possible, everybody can stay for this in Nigeria. If not possible, let's dissolve this in Nigeria so that everybody can have go to his way. That's what my take on this.
Thank you so much for your take. Mr. Anaske, what would you say about what he said? He's blaming Gowon. Like go on all the way from the 90s.
No, go on is 60s.
That's why I'm all the way from the 19s, like the 1960s, the 1970s. But why, if we're blaming what is happening in 2024 on somebody or something that happened in the 1960s, how?
60 years ago. Well, Nigeria was programmed to fail from the beginning. And Nigeria was getting it right up till the military coup of 1966. And Gowon need the Fundanese to massacre Biafra, understand me? To massacre the Igbos. But as they said that what goes round comes round. Today, the same Fulanis are now massacring Gowon's own people. Understand? And unfortunately, I have not heard Gowon talk since this Ndatu issue started.
Okay then, welcome to the conversation. Good evening. Thank you for holding on. Hello, are you there? I've picked your call. Hello, are you there? Please unmute your mic. All right, I've picked your call. All right, then you might have to give me a call back. Okay, 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Call me up. We are Voice of the People. We definitely want to hear from you. We know that you have a lot to say and we're ready to listen. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening. Please turn on the volume on your radio set.
Good evening.
Hi. What's your name and location?
My name is Robert. I'm calling you from Apapa.
Welcome, Robert.
Your guest, I don't know his name, but I say good evening, sir.
Yeah, he greets you.
Can you? Okay. I really cherish his analysis so far. The point is that, as he said, you cannot give what you don't have. Those who are thinking that Tinubu has solution to the problem of this country, they are dreaming. That is the truth. Tinubu just find his way to power so that he can be counted among those who are former president of Nigeria. You understand? So
you really think so?
That is my own thing. Yes, that is my thinking. Because if he came aboard, the thing is getting worse and worse. This is a man, before he came, he has the blueprint of Nigeria. He can solve Nigeria problem, the Wale Edus, blah, 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 the coast, the Cardoso, they have the everything in his farm, So if Nigeria now can be saying, oh, we regret why Buhari left us with the hardship we face. And the worst part is that despite what we are going through now, if we can scrape through the 4 years of this marriage, he will still come back for second time, and some Nigerians will still vote for him again. That is my problem. You understand? So it's good that those who voted for him are all passing through the same problem everybody is passing through. I pray that we will survive the 4 years of this man, because things are very hard as we speak. You can't eat, your children cannot go to school, you cannot go to work. We are into it, we are in a serious problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for holding on. What's your name and location, please?
I'm Oluwaseyi calling from I2.
Welcome, Oluwaseyi. Let's hear from you.
The president doesn't have any solution. Before he came in, I said Tinubu doesn't have Nigeria solution. For all Tinubu policies since came into power, May 29 is really hardship on Nigeria. If I'm wrong, your guest can prove me wrong. But all Tinubu policies it came to power May 29 are the hardship on Nigeria. Now look at the bag of rice, cement, sugar, everything just skyrocket within 3 days. And this man, the head of the family is not in Nigeria, it's in France. What are you talking? Everything is just going increasing day by day. And some people still backing this president. Some people still be supporting him in this mess. Look at what this man saying. This special advisor on information. This man. What is this man name? Bayo.
Okay.
Look at what Bayo said. There's no kidnapping. This people are just 4 minutes. Okay, I think that
what he said is that is the media, radio and television people that is making it to look too much. That is not as much as we are talking about.
As we are talking, even compared to say South Africa. Which kind of leader do we have in this country? No, this country is turning so upside down. We have to do something in this country. This is our leader. This is compared with South Africa. That the kidnapping in South Africa is not to Nigeria, is even more. South Africa is even more than Nigeria. Can we compare ourselves in bad thing? What can we compare ourselves in the good? What can we compare ourselves to good thing? Other country, good in Western war. You compare ourselves to other this guy. May God save us. May God save us. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Shea. Thank you so much. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. I can hear myself. Please turn off your radio set or turn off the volume and call me back. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. We're voice of the people. We definitely want to hear from you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
This is Akajaj. I'm calling from Okota.
Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, I got it on the speaker. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I think we are still deceiving ourselves. I keep on saying this. You see, if the issue of Chibok girls, when they were kidnapped in Borno State, cannot be investigated. When Chetima was the governor of Borno State, up to date, nobody has ever tell us how Boko Haram succeeded by kidnapping as large as 500 students up to today. I think the issue of kidnapping has come to stay. But that's not where I'm driving on. The area I'm driving on, I think, Oga Peter, I think I would disagree with you in some area of the analysis when you said that you are blaming the masses of Nigeria for the choice of APC. You see, for me, I don't think it's our fault. Because a group of powerful and connected Nigerians, they came and give us this choice. It's never our choice. Let me start by saying, during the time of PVC collection, you see how Nigerians struggle to make sure that they make a change. You can see that a lot of people, they spend more than 5,000 naira to make sure that they have their PVC. Or even on that voting day, how can you tell me that in a nation where they have Senate vote, the Senate, the RF went through. But when it was during the presidential vote, the RF switched it off. They have never told us why the glitch that they experienced for that very day. Nobody has ever called INEC to investigate what is that glitch all about. They never tell us up to date. So they just collided with the judiciary, with the security apparatus, and the INEC to give us this president. It's never a Nigerian choice. So nobody should blame it on Nigerians.
All right.
The only thing is that we are handicapped for the moment. Nobody can say anything for now. But another election is coming. So the only thing I'm saying is if they can give us a free and fair election, I know Nigerians, they know what to do. What they keep on giving us is 1990 today. They're just giving us their own choice, not Nigerian choice. That's my solution. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Hi. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Mr. Amadi, calling from Ejibo.
Welcome, Mr. Amadi.
All these things we are saying, we will continue to repeat it. I repeat it again because these people, nobody voted for them. Like the last caller called, nobody voted for them. We saw everything that Mahmoud and Co. just formulate the result. Nobody up to now, no review for INEC this thing. Nobody called to INEC to attention to give account of what they said. And this thing will continue to 2027. And nobody is saying, let us reform INEC. How can we go forward with this kind of INEC we have? And
who are you expecting to reform INEC?
If the Senate and House of Reps did not make it possible, the masses can make it possible. You understand what I mean? The masses can rise because this is concern us. If you see the person that is calling you now, the situation I am, you will know that Nigerians are crying to make sure that there's change. I'm just telling you that the situation in Nigeria now is so tense that anything can happen any moment from now because it is going to, if they are pushed out to the world and they're expecting us to break the world and cross it, but it cannot be possible because it can remove something that the child have in his hand and put it another child's hand and you expect that child to be happy. How can all these things be? Look at the same Matawale. We know the antecedent of Matawale. How can you entrust him something that somebody who is a governor and he fails his state, and you bring him to become a minister of defense, who is not competent for anything, but rather than he is a corrupt from head to toe. You see the corruption in him and his government when he was really there. So I don't know how we move forward, because the people that surround Tinubu and Tinubu himself, we all know them very, very well. The only thing is the universities have to rise and defend themselves. Although, like Amechi said, that when these people are doing whatever they like, they check all around in our life. In the masses, we are weak. We are weak. That is the only thing that these people that are making all this nonsense there, we are weak. May God help us to rise for us to stand our right.
Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903. We'll take about 2 to 3 more calls, and then we'll call it today right here on the program, as we have so many messages on our WhatsApp platform and of course on our YouTube platform as well that we need to take. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening.
Good evening, ma.
What's your name and location, please?
My name is Phil from Ocean.
Welcome, Phil. Let's hear from you.
Okay, I want to thank Mr. Anofike. And the issue here is we need solution, not complaint. And I feel that we have complained too much. And all of us know the problem. And the problem is INEC. When presidents are the same, if the president appoints INEC, how do you want president to fail that election? It's impossible. The only thing we are supposed to be saying now is the Senate, they said they want to do 40 amendments. Let us, those 40, they should remove it. We don't need them. The only thing we need is the president should not appoint INEC chairman. Let the system bring out the INEC. If we can only this one, if we can amend that one, that is what they call free. The masses we can vote. In 2027, if we still allow this INEC chairman to conduct election, Nigerians should not come out to vote. But if we come out to vote, if we complain, cry, why are we fooling ourselves? Let us just end this thing. Nigerians, nobody should come out and vote. Let them continue.
Okay.
If they want, we should know that the time to change, that change can come from us. And how can it come? The president should not appoint the INEC chairman, the supreme judge. So there is some powerful. The masses we should kick against. You see that with this system, everything will fall in place. Corruption will go. Everything will go. So that is my own take. Just find solution, not complain. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you so much. One more call, and we'll call it a day right here on the program. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. You're my final caller for the evening. What's your name and location, please?
Good evening, Chairman.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please? Hello, are you there? All right, we'll take one more call, and then we'll call it a day, as we have so many messages on YouTube and of course our WhatsApp platform as well to take. Hello there, welcome to the conversation. Good evening. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, I can hear you.
I'm here.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
My name is.
Hello, are you there? I cannot really hear you. Oh dear. I really want to hear from you, but the network is not allowing it. All right then. Unfortunately, I have to let you go. Imagine, my only female caller for the day, and the network is just doing its own thing. All right, now it's time for us to go take your messages and your comments on YouTube and your messages on our WhatsApp platforms. We're beginning from YouTube, where we have Marshall Marsh asking, where is the President Tinubu? Isaac Strongtower says, even if Tinubu resigns, a political opposition will never be qualified to replace him, God forbid. Atiku should stop his worries and go back to his Dubai. Amaka E says, at Isaac Strongtower, God forbid what? You're making no sense. Do you mean God forbid Tinubu's government, or God forbid a qualified candidate to come in and fix the rascalities in our government? Isaac Strongtower says you should work hard to pay your bills abroad. Another person could be in the shoe, but not a prodigal like Atiku. Shegun Eson says, I really appreciate your analysis. Thank you, Shegun Eson. RTA Efe says, I wonder why things are so bad now in Nigeria. Kelechi Nduka says, at host. Why are you laughing? It's not funny, please. I'm sorry. I won't laugh again. All right. Oga 404 says, God will bless Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his good work. God will protect him. Chama, good evening. Nigeria will be better soon. Bola Ahmed Tinubu will finish his 8 years. He's better than Buhari. Wingate Facility says, Tinubu is in France undergoing surgery so he can do his master's bidding just like they did to Buhari. Okay, Wingate Facilities, I don't know what you're talking about, but we'll now move on to WhatsApp, where we have so many messages waiting for our attention. Good afternoon, Esther Wachuku. Look at, I introduced myself to you in the beginning. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. All right, there's a really big difference between both our voices. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can tell that it's not the same person. But then thank you for your message. Say good evening, Mr. Peter Anosike. Insecurity can only be brought to its minimum if 1, Fulani herdsmen are disarmed in line with constitutional requirements. 2, terrorism sponsors are prosecuted immediately and punished. 3, the economy improves. Chima from Surulere. All right, Chima, thank you for your message. First timer, please tell Tinubu that we are hungry and there's no money to buy food. We didn't vote for this man. All right. The greatest pathological liar of all time, the cult leader, the stealer, the borrowing and sharing president, and his kaput head groups have no clue about governance. The nation must accept that the con man, the swindler, the manipulator, the incompetent, and his brain. Okay, there's so much insults. Why? Chai, you didn't even tell us your name or where you're writing from. So much insults. Please don't do that. Good afternoon. This is Adeyemi Kamoru from Satellite Town, Lagos. Former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, shouting consumption to production, is a man who has no farm in Nigeria. Yet he promises a production economy and practices a container economy. He's importing everything he sells in a supermarket, including toothpick. How Naira will not go down? Are you saying Obi is responsible for the Naira going down or what? I don't understand. All right, even K1 the ultimate, don't they want Tinubu say make you do something quickly about Nigeria economic and insecurity situation, and that people they face? So he seriously campaigned and worked for Tinubu to become president. Okay, good evening, Mr. Anosike and Chioma. 1, Mohammed Badaru has urged Nigerians to stop the payment of ransom to kidnappers and bandits. Let him rescue the victims unscathed. 2, the ox is in the ditch. Nigeria is faced with numerous economic challenges and the president is unpardonably embarked on a private visit abroad. It is an ignominy and an onslaught on the masses who are grappling for survival at the moment. It's high time we stood up for our rights. 3, Atiku's suggestion regarding the resignation of the president is absolutely on point. By so doing, our country Nigeria would be salvaged from the economic quagmires. 4, if President Tinubu abdicates in his capacity to stamp out the terrorists and bandits as pledged, Nigerians would stand in the gap. They would stand in the gate. They would eventually stand up for their rights. Chisco. All right, Chisco, thank you for your message. Good evening, lady with a guest. Happy weekend. Thank you so much. It's only football that united Nigerians. These chop and chop politicians are not ready to change the country for good of ordinary Nigerian. I have weighed the problem we are facing in Nigeria. No magician in Nigeria matter. The damage done today as far back as 80s, it can't be solved for 1 year. Only God can do such, in which I believe God can't come down from heaven to do it, than we ourselves. By revaluation, all this will end, I guess. Hakimi, Peace Ambassador from Songwater, Ogun State, thank you so much for your message. Chairman, your guest should learn how to control his emotion. If he admits he was part of civil society and still go ahead and call them fake just because they don't share his own views, make people like me even question his opinion on radio. Olu from Badagry. Evening, Chairman, Mr. Anosike. Congratulations, Chairman. Your president has done laws to Dreams to nightmares, brilliant mind to low-grade mind, secured country to a gangster paradise, turning people to beggars and almajiris in the midst of plenty, turning a booming nation to economic disasters, pocketing institutions and making them ineffective, turning journalists to eye service propagandists all under 8 months. Like Obi said, if the foundation that brought you into power is not credible, you cannot be credible. It is a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Dyer from Fagba. I always know your handwriting. Yeah, Tinubu wants every member of his cabinet in corruption so that no one will probe each other. Prince Will Amechi. Ejo. People of Nigeria should not worry. Ha. Good evening, VOP. Bayo Ononuga is trying to diffuse a rising inferno with rhetorics. Nigeria is currently in the eye of the storm of corruption, insecurity, and economic permutations. We are much too divided to be united by anything in this country. Until we become united against corruption and corrupt politicians, we are simply bantering and creating headlines of lamentations. Muyua from mainland. Wow. We've heard quite a bit, right? Nkoye Duru on YouTube says Somalia will be better than Nigeria. Please don't make bleak predictions. Nigeria is our country. Kelechi Nduka says revolution is the answer. If Nigerians want to cry till eternity, it's not gonna change. Mr. Nosuke, at this point, would I call it your final words? But what do you think about what the listeners, the callers have said so far, and also those who sent messages?
For me, Tinubu is handicapped. Understand?
By whom? How?
Just within 8 months, people are denying not voting for him. Just within 8 months, because he doesn't have anybody that to push this problem to. Buhari hanged on by pushing to Jonathan and to PDP for almost 8 years. So whatever is going bad, you say it's Jonathan administration.
Oh, so this time because it's APC handing over to APC.
So now the hangers-on of Tinubu don't know who to push it to again. So that's why I said that they are handicapped. Understand? But incompetence will always beget incompetence. Understand? And as I'm seeing, Nigeria should brace up, because this government don't have the answer to our problems. Nigeria should brace up, because this government, they don't have answer to the insecurity, they don't have the answer to the economy, and there's a limit to human endurance. You can talk. Talking cannot fill the stomach. So they are talking, they are playing games, they are dribbling Nigerians, but it's time they stop talking and stop doing things. It is high time they stop all this nonsense talks and they start doing this. Nigerians are hungry, Nigerians are suffering, but instead of trying to put things in order, they are putting fire to the petrol to the fire. Example with this thing that the customs did, because it is going to worsen the hunger, the suffering, the prices of things in the country. So they should put on their thinking cap and find a way to get this country moving again. Now Nigeria is not moving.
All right then. I can see 1 or 2 more messages coming in on WhatsApp. This person says, "Good evening, crew. In insecurities, if a whole general like Buhari, good evening, crew. If a general like Buhari cannot fix or fight insecurities, is it Tinubu, a civilian, who will do it? Mission impossible." Mayor from Ikotoegbe.
But Buhari, when you begin to talk of brave Nigerian soldiers, you don't mention him. Understand me? They always remember the Matasine of 1982. Understand? Which he was not really in charge. So when you begin to mention the brave soldiers that we have in the country, Buhari is nowhere. But somebody just packaged him and made him president for his own selfish interest. Understand me? This guy have 10 million votes in the north. If I can join Southwest, he will become president, and after him, it will become my turn. So they didn't put Buhari because of his being competent. Understand? He was just put there as a stooge, as a stopgap for somebody else.
But when you say put there, he contested an election, right? So he also wanted to be president.
No, somebody talked to him into being president. Somebody financed his election.
And he was pursuing this for over 4 years. Remember how he cried at the price of spaghetti and how he has so many good plans for Nigeria, if only Jonathan can allow him.
I was very happy that he ruled Nigeria, because if he didn't rule, people who have been saying that if he ruled, he would have become another Mahatma Gandhi. So I'm happy that he ruled and messed himself up. So posterity will know where they will put him.
All right then, as much as we would like to proceed, that is all we can take on today's episode of the recap. Special thanks to you for listening, for joining us, for watching us on YouTube, joining us live on YouTube, for calling in as well, and special thanks to Mr. Nosiki as well for joining us on the program today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so
much. And to you who's been listening, who's been watching, who's been sending messages, calling, I appreciate you more than I can say. Thank you so much. You're the reason the recap is the program that it is. Join us again next Saturday. Let's talk about issues that will make major headlines in the coming week. Until next time, my name is Ijeoma Innocent. You can find me on social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter @_the radio girl, @_the radio girl. Connect with me. I would love to connect with you. Until I come your way again, same time, same station, same program next week. Have an amazing weekend, and remember to do all that you can to make sure that you make Nigeria better in your own little corner of the world. Have a good evening.
This is the station that gives you a voice.
How can you be jubilating when judgment has not been given? Meaning that you are bribing the judiciary.
See a lot of young Nigerians who are leaving the country in droves. They are running away to escape poverty.
We are not looking at this issue, and I think Nigerians should rise.
Many families and properties have been destroyed. Accountability is one of the things that is lacking in governance in this country.
Speak with no hindrance.
Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, Right to Freedom of Expression and Press, states, every person shall be entitled to the freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference.
Now you have a voice. Voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
Broadcasting live from the Cocoa News Center, giving you the latest updates around the globe. This is VOP.